Welcome on into Midnight Bets, where we deliver daily picks for you all, make smart, educated bets based off of a data-driven algorithm that I created. We've been doing pretty well for the last 3 months, averaging just about 10 units per month positive green. This month, we are 14 of 17 days in the green. Unfortunately, yesterday was our third red day, but only third out of 17 days, so not too bad. So don't forget to like and subscribe. We're open across all social medias, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. YouTube is where you're going to get all of the plays, so you're definitely going to want to be liked and subscribed to the YouTube. So let's recap yesterday's just absolute heartbreak day that took us from a potential very green day to a red day. Started the day off 2-2, so not too bad. And then Giants Cubs, man. Giants Cubs. Under 9.5 seemed like a lock for 6 innings when they only had 2 runs. We thought we had it, and then all of a sudden in the 7th inning, they dropped 6 runs. And then they dropped 3 more after that. So, absolute heartbreaker there. I don't know what happened with the bullpens, but they absolute collapsed once the pitchers came out. Rangers money line, that did not hit either, simply because the Mets are just playing really good baseball. So we're going to stay away from the Mets a little bit. They're going against the data. So we'll stay away from that unless it's the over-under that we'll play with the Mets. Brewers Angels, the second heartbreak that turned us from just a very small negative day to a little bit of a bigger negative day with -3 units. But still, we are green 14 out of 17 days this month. You're not going to win them all, and we know that. Brewers Angels over 8.5. They had 8 runs through 6 innings as well. All they needed was 1. They had multiple guys on the corners throughout those last 3 innings. Unfortunately, couldn't get 1 more run. So those are losses for the day. The streak continues, as I did mention, which if you played the streak to the amount of money, that overcame the losses that you may have had. So it was actually a green day overall if you played the streak to the $62.81. Cubs Giants was the no-run first inning that hit. It was always the lock of the day. So we're good there. Let's go on to today's picks. The lines are definitely getting a little tighter as we go further and further into the year. Data starts to, balance itself out. Teams start to really show their face. So the lines are definitely a lot tighter today, but we got some good ones. We are Guardians, Mariners under 8.5, Padres, Phillies under 8.5, D-backs, Nationals under 8.5. A lot of unders here. Just supporting the data. Like I said, everything's getting a little bit closer. When things get a little bit closer, you have to play towards the trends. And most of these teams here hit the under 60% of the time or 55% of the time, something close to those numbers. So you got to play those trends because that's what the stats support. Orioles, Yankees, no run first inning. We'll talk about that one in a second. Red Sox, Blue Jays, over 7.5. Both these teams have been scoring pretty rapidly. Over 7.5 is a good number to hit. Mets, Rangers, like we said, we're going to stay away from the money lines when it comes to the Mets, but the bats are very hot, so we're going to ride the hot bats with the Mets. Plus, it's in Texas. Ball flies a little bit further. Athletics, Royals, no run first inning, -118. And like we said, the streak continues. So today we are taking $119, rolling it into potentially $245. And let me just be clear about the streak. I'm not doing a ladder challenge because I'm not setting expectations of where your ladder ends or your streak ends. I want to set this streak because you determine when enough is enough. If you determined on day 2 enough was enough and you want to start back at the top, you want to start day 5, whatever you want to do, you determine when enough is enough. We're just going to roll this over and see how many days in a row we can continue this streak. And whenever you want to take profits, start back at the top, you do that and then build your way back up. You don't have to follow the actual days. I'm just tracking it purely from how many days in a row that we can roll this streak over. Today we're doing Orioles Yankees, no run first inning, odds 104. Now I know you're probably asking, like, 104. That means that this is not favored to hit. That is true, which I don't really understand why. I mean, the Orioles only hit a no run when they're on the road. The Orioles only get a run in the first inning 0.08 times percent of the time. So less than 10% of the time they get a run. Now, the Yankees, however, they get a run 0.28%, so 28% of the time. Now, that is a little bit higher, but this is the best edge for the entire day of all the games that we have because the Orioles only give up a run in the first inning 13% of the time, and they have one of their aces on the mound. The Yankees have a decent pitcher on the mound, but I'm not too worried about that because the Orioles are the ones who usually don't score in the first inning. Yankees, big ballpark as well, so that's why we're going to go here with the streak, and we're going to roll this into potentially $245. And like I said, you do what you have to do when it comes down to getting out of the streak, but those are the plays here for you today. Let's try to get back on the green train, get back in the positives here, get that losses back from yesterday. We'll catch you guys tomorrow.